the Drizzy. What's good? What's poppin'? We're back at 9:30 p.m. Well, it actually took me a little bit of time to set all this up, but back again for Drake's response. I swear to God, this shit's so fucking annoying. It's like you get no time to digest anything. I've been trying to put out videos for all these diss tracks, and my God, they keep doing the most, and I keep having to scrap it and do it again, and scrap it and do it again, and scrap it and do it again. And the question is, like, when the fuck? You know what? No complaints. Kendrick eviscerated Drake. Kendrick absolutely eviscerated Drake on Friday with Meet the Grams. He eviscerated him again with Not Like Us. That shit is a bop. Oh my God. Now, you know, I said in my very first response to the Euphoria by Kendrick that Drake really should stop, right? He should stop right there and then, because Kendrick was gonna say some insane shit, really put him on blast, like some shit that Drake really wouldn't want out in the public, you know, whatever, blah, 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 right? And lo and behold, I was right. Just saying, masterful breakdown, I was right, broke down the play, call me LeBron James. Now, I really don't know where else Drake can kind of go from here. Now, the only thing I can think of is that, because Drake said that daughter shit was fake. And then I would assume that if that information really is fake and Kendrick kind of presented it like truth, I don't know whether it's actually true or not, but Drake might have had some level of, you know, information manipulation going on here. Or Drake is a master manipulator. He can try to manipulate all of us like Kendrick said in Meet the Grams. Who knows? You know, I'm really just trying to dive into this track. But, you know, let's see if Drake can actually redeem himself here. Without further ado, The Heart Part 6 by Drake. God, The Heart Part 6, man. I really wanted Kendrick to drop a Heart Part 6. Now that Drake stole that title, oh my God, that's annoying. Whatever. I gotta put the volume up again. I really gotta remember to max out the volume before I do these things, these thingy things. All right.
Prize winner is definitely spiraling. I got your fucking lines tapped, I swear that I'm dialed in. First I was a rat, so where's the proof of the trial then? Where's the paperwork of the cabinet is filed in? 1090 Jake would've took all the walls down. The streets would've had me hiding out in a small town. My Montreal connects stand up, not fall down. The ones that you getting your stories from, they all clowns. We waited for this moment, overcome with the desperation. We plotted for a weekend and we fed you the information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination.
Oh my God.
You're not concerned with investigation. Instead, you in that Venice studio, it's a celebration. You gotta learn to fact check things and be less impatient.
This is literally what this is what I was afraid of. He could be lying. He could be fucking lying and manipulating us into thinking he manipulated everything. Or he could be telling the truth. And honestly, an 11-year-old daughter out the cut, a double fucking a Pusha T, you know, getting Pusha T twice, I find that hard to believe than I do this information actually being accurate. So he has some validity here, but like Drake is low-key sus. Man. Fucking hell. Okay.
Even the picture you use, the jokes and the medication, the Maybach glove and the drug he uses for less inflation. Now and all of the allegations.
Oh,
why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? You haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild. Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. Speaking of anything with a child, let's get to that now. This Epstein angle was the shit I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected. Instead of being on some disdirect shit, you rather fucking grab your pen and misdirect shit.
Stop. Stop. No. This is the only way. This is the only way he could have responded to this. This is the only way he could have responded to this for it to actually mean anything. Oh my God. I gotta give Drake his credit. I thought he was dead. I thought that boy had been slain. Oh my God.
Mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing.
Wait.
Mother I, wait a second. That's that one record where you say you got molested. Oh, fuck me, I just made the whole connection. This about to get so depressing. This is trauma for your own confessions. This when your father leave you home alone with no protection, so neglected. That's why these pedophile raps and shit you so obsessed with, it's so excessive. They acting like it's so aggressive, but you just never known affection. I don't wanna dish you anymore. This really got me second guessing. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey play, you probably start reflecting. I never been with no one underage, but now I understand why this the angle that you really mess with. Like if Dave really fucked your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment. Not sure how to ease this recover from both incidents, but you a piece of shit, so this shit really no coincidence. Drake is not a name that you gon' see on no sex offender list. Easy does it. You mentioned an A minor, but niggas gotta be sharp and tell the fans who was it. I'm your baby mama screensaver. Only fucking with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Browns. I never look twice at no teenager. I'm a fucking hit maker, dog, not a peacemaker. Yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber. Your ass in extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping on Kelly, you could thank the savior.
This is what I needed from Drake. This is what I needed from Drake. This is exactly what I needed from Drake. Let's keep this shit going. Oh my God. Yo, Drake is not out. Folks, red alert. Drake is not out yet. Red alert, Drake came back. Drake has come back with the Heart Part 6. The thing is, he is also using that R. Kelly story that dropped about Kendrick against him, but it was deeper than the surface level, right? So for those who don't know, Kendrick said he'll take his music off Spotify if they take R. Kelly's music off, not because of what R. Kelly did, but because there are other people who have had the same accusations levied against them, and it has, and they have been jailed and in prison for it. And these individuals are Caucasian, right? That has happened in the past. It's happened to other people, mixed races, but a lot of Caucasians has happened to in the past. And Spotify wants to take R. Kelly off, and Kendrick's like, whoa. If you're just gonna take out R. Kelly, you gotta take out everybody. You gotta keep this even across the board. Otherwise, there's no level of discretion here, and you're just gonna mess with black art instead of everyone else. So the whole point of Kendrick doing that wasn't because he cared about R. Kelly or his music. I'm sure Kendrick didn't give a single fuck. But he's right. If you're gonna take down R. Kelly's music, take down everyone else's music. Everyone that is similar crime, everyone that has some level of corruption. You feel me? Just take them all off. So, and Spotify would really fuck with their own dollars if they did that, right? Because the R. Kelly shit was performative. Them taking down R. Kelly shit is just performative, just because, oh yeah, we're so disgusted, we're taking this guy's music down. Good PR, right? And it's just they didn't actually give a fuck, so that's really what happened there. And Drake's taking that angle. It's a misdirect, you feel me? But still, considering everything else that's going into the song, he is really putting Kendrick on blast here. I can see why he would include those bars. Fuck, bro. Shit.
It's an extreme danger. Stop buying views and buy comments. You may as well keep the paper. Shit you about to need for later. I give a fuck about your streaming data. You could drop 100 more records. I'll see you later. Yeah, maybe when you meet your maker. I don't wanna fight with a woman beater. It feeds your nature. If you still bumping R. Kelly, you could thank the savior. Said if they deleted his music and your music, nigga, I see you when I see you like Fantasia. Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I hit your back, it's a lot safer.
Mom picked me up. I'm scared.
Not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. It's good to get out, get the pen work.
Shut the fuck up.
You would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is.
Oh my God.
You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. You got 10 more records to drop. The one before the last. Getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you, bring you back to the game, like, you know. But
man, I hate this
let me know
fucking.
when we get into the facts. Everything in my shit is facts. I'm waiting on you to return the favor, like.
What the fuck? All right, let's talk about this a little bit. Fucking Drake just got one over on Kendrick. I'm sorry. I thought Kendrick had it. I really thought Kendrick ended it. I thought he won, and I definitely thought that it was weird that Kendrick dropped back-to-back tracks. I didn't think it was weird because it was impossible the idea of Kendrick dropping 2 tracks. He dropped Meet the Grams, which was sinister, right? It had this horrific, sinister undertone where it was just like, what the hell are we even listening to? Kind of like a horror movie, right? And then that's that, or that suspense, that like realization feeling when you're like, damn, this is actually true. Like that's the type of tone Kendrick set on that track. He organized it perfectly. It was amazing. And then he had Not Like Us, bop, West Coast bop, amazing, right? Really got us out here fucking cranking. And I thought it was just weird how fast he did it. He didn't even let people really sit with Meet the Grams. And I thought he just really wanted to bury Drake. But if he had that misinformation and he realized, oh shit, this is some misinformation, and then all of a sudden, you know, he doubled back to drop a track to make people quote unquote forget, and then that's why Drake said these guys are in shambles. That makes that timeline add up a little bit better. Now, with that being said, I don't think Drake is a pedophile. I think he likes young girls. I think he has some weird social tendencies. I like the whole thing with I think it was Bella Hadid, where he met her at 16 and went on a date with her right when she turned 18. Like that was weird. There's his song Jaded, which we all know, which he was talking about Georgia Smith, and being, I forgot what the bar was. Something about acting grown, but you're still a baby, some shit like that. And I'm just, you know, like it's his music. He's talking like, oh, I'm not Epstein. I knew you were gonna take that angle. Well, yeah, nigga, like that's the angle to take. That's the truth. That's you, right? So I don't really understand what like he thought he was gonna achieve by forcing Kendrick down that route, because not like what Kendrick said was a total lie. Certified lover boys, I think you mean certified pedophiles. A minor, like those bars are fucking hilarious. Now, what Drake did here was smart, and everything else was fabricated, right? Or it was a hyperbole, right? It's just an extreme of the fact Drake likes young girls. He doesn't like underage girls. You know, and that's a fine line. That's a fine line. Who really knows? I don't know him personally. I'm not gonna go back for his character, nor should anyone else. But that's really what it is that gives any credence to that take. And he's the one who fucking allowed that to be a thing, right? In his own music. Regardless, he took power away from it initially with that Tupac AI verse. That was the goal. I think he really knew his weaknesses going into this. He took power away from it using that Tupac verse. And then he allowed Kendrick to go in the direction just so that way he could stomp out all the lies that Kendrick was told. He manipulated him into having a lot of falsities and hyperboles in his tracks, so that way he could stomp it out afterwards, and it will be a bigger boom because Kendrick had tracks that were more aligned around those, you know, those lies, those untrue, fabricated claims. Really smart on Drake, right? Pushing his enemies to use his weaknesses in the least effective manner so he can stomp them out. It's basically, to sum it up, that's what he did. And it worked. It worked because after hearing this, you know, Kendrick is losing. You feel me? And this isn't going to be the end, in my opinion, because this diss track that Drake just dropped was very, you know, defensive. It's like this track just turned the tides. That's what the track was. It wasn't the finisher, though. So you already know Drake is going to come out with something else. Now, the question is, can Kendrick get any facts? Can he get any proof? Can he get any evidence? Like, is there anything he can do to back up these fabricated claims? Because if he can, then all of a sudden Kendrick's back on top, because not only does he have a new track, but that validates his older tracks that he just dropped last weekend as well. So so Kendrick has to come with some receipts. You know, he made a lot of claims. Drake called him out on those claims. Now, in theory, this is a diss battle. You know, this isn't a fucking. If Kendrick could really gather all those facts, you know, and everything is true, motherfucker, give it to the FBI. You feel me? Give it to the feds. Like, give it to someone. You know, like, this ain't street shit. Like, that's children and women, right? So, but realistically speaking, if he has that much evidence to go back on, so I doubt he does. And since I doubt he does have that evidence, Kendrick doesn't really have a leg to stand on. What Kendrick can do is he can come and double down and make it he said, she said situation where it becomes like, all right, cool. We don't really know who's telling the truth. We don't. Kendrick in his last song said, this is a rabbit hole and I can keep going further. What else does Kendrick have to say? What other evidence does he have? Is Drake really just grasping at straws, trying to play on that master manipulator bar Kendrick had on Meet the Grams? Or is he really manipulating the whole situation and he's really doing his thing here? What's true? What's not true? Which way is this gonna go? I have absolutely no idea. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a combination of both. Good liars mix the truth with the lies. So for Drake to lie and actually fool Kendrick, there had to have been some level of truth in there. With, you know, and as we already talked about the younger girls thing, so there is some level of truth in there. I'm sure Baca had a case. I'm sure Chubbs really does do lines, right? I'm sure there are levels of truth in all of that. Drake is definitely on Ozempic. I don't give a fuck. Like, had leaked that picture, that prescription. Is like, oh, I'm not. I think the only thing Drake really pushed with the pedophilic, sex ring shit, and the daughter who is 11 years old now. Obviously, the daughter, I think Drake's up front with that. I think it's a complete and utter lie. I think that the sex ring was a hyperbole. It was exaggerated. It's an exaggerated fact, where, exaggerated to an extreme extent, actually, not even minorly exaggerated, because the way it was described on Meet the Grams, this man is a sick man if he's playing the Epstein bars like to that extent. Outside of the defense of it, he went on the offensive. He called out Kendrick for not being a present father, not having seen his kid in 6 months. Whereas Whitney coming to your defense? Why isn't she coming out and saying, hey, we're telling lies? And I think part of that is a strong claim, but at the same time, Kendrick isn't one for the public eyes or the public views, right? He keeps most of his life private. In the spirit of that, I highly doubt he wants to actually fully involve his family in any rap beef for them to come out and start disparaging claims, because that opens up a path to, it's like, all right, cool, if they're saying something now, then all of a sudden when Drake doubles and triples and quadruples down, everyone's gonna start looking at Whitney like, hey, if she's not saying anything now, Drake must be telling the truth because she said something before. But the standard is she never said anything. So as long as the standard is she doesn't come out and speak publicly, people are allowed to ascertain wherever they want, but there is no, prior precedent for them to kind of compare to. So will she come out and say anything? No, because who wants to set that? Who wants to set that precedent, right? Who wants that to be the case where now all of a sudden whenever things happen, you're gonna look to Kendrick's wife to come out and say something to confirm or deny it. And then read into that to another extent. That's not the life they want to live. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight, or at least in the Kendrick's orbit publicly, or like in his public entertainment lifestyle. I get it. So, and I think Drake knows that. So he threw that bar in there because he knows they're not gonna do anything about it, which will work further towards his credit. This is very calculated. This is a very, 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 very calculated attack and track by Drake. And Drake, in the one bar that where he gassed himself up with the medals in general, this man is battle tested. He's calculated. He's doing a really fucking good job here because he took the lead back. This nigga just LeBron James, them coming back from down 3-1. It's not over yet though. It's still game 6. You feel me? Game 7 is on the horizon. We're gonna see if he really made that full comeback, if he comes back with one more hard-hitting track. This is far from over. I love it. This is fantastic. You know, I'm really looking forward to where this takes us. I'm really looking forward to seeing about how Kendrick responds. I assume if Kendrick really wants to maximize points off of this, he should drop a track tomorrow. The fact that, oh man, got heartburn off of this shit. At this point, they're just talking. They're not even really rapping, right? Well, okay. You know what? Scratch that. Kendrick is rapping, but Drake was just talking in this track, right? I didn't think it was musically or sonically something anyone would ever revisit. He really just came out here and just attacked. That's what it was. Really just talked on the track. I will say I like the beat. The beat also had kind of a sinister, like like the tides are turning, like you didn't see this coming, I'm about to come at you, you ain't got nothing. Like he had that little sinister undertone in that type of beat, and I do appreciate that because I feel like that really matches the energy Kendrick sent with Meet the Grams. But as far as it goes musically as a track, I'm not revisiting this for anything other than a bar breakdown or a revisit for the DissTrack collage or DissTrack collision that we've had from Kendrick and Drake over the past month. But with all that being said, hey, yo, Drake, good shit. You almost had me upset. If I could not listen to any Drake tracks ever again, I'd be upset. Drake got some versatility. Kendrick's my guy, but Drake got that versatility. If I can't listen to Drake, I'm not gonna lie, you fucked up with I'm losing a track for every mood. You feel me? He got a track for every mood. Oh my God. Hey, to close it out though, we can't forget, we still got other players in the game that haven't played their move yet. You feel me? We got Future. You know, if Future invited Kanye to the studio to make that Like That remix, you know, who knows if they're gonna keep coming out. Like that Drake might have more things to attack. He's doing a good job, but you know, there are still other factors that have yet to be in play in the last couple of weeks. This is a really entertaining time for hip hop. I am thoroughly enjoying myself personally. BBL Drizzy. Alright, I thought I was done, so I'm clipping this in the middle of everything because I hopped on Twitter after I finished recording, and I just saw some shit that I really need fucking comment on, but I don't feel like making a whole other video about. For starters, I think everyone needs to understand that you can't prove a negative, right? If something didn't happen, there's no way, or in most circumstances, there's no way to prove it didn't happen because it didn't happen. When you're doing a very specific allegation of something that happened at a certain time and place, there are defenses for that, like which is what our alibis are, right? You have an alibi, you were somewhere else. But for such broad claim, what else can you say to that claim if someone says some shit like that to you? So not to be in Drake's defense, right? Because he could be, he might not be, who knows? But I don't know what people really expected him to say because these are very broad allegations. There is no designated time or place or individuals. So there's really no defense Drake can really take against this outside of saying, I didn't do it, right? Which is why he has those generic bars in the track. I think the angle he took on feeding information is great. I think he took the best angles possible in spite of these allegations, but I think the burden of proof is still on Kendrick. Kendrick said he did it, Drake did it, Drake saying he did. Kendrick's song was better, sure, but as far as the actual material and content goes of what they were saying, Kendrick needs to double and triple down on that one point. So it's up to him to really prove it further than this. It's not up to Drake to come to a better defense against such broad allegations outside of saying, I didn't do it. And I just want to prerequisite any other further conversation about that with, hey, I don't know, homie. You feel me? He could have very well done it, but I do believe there is a reason why we put the burden of proof on the prosecution in a court of law, not the defense, which is how our legal system operates. And as far as the court of public opinion, you know, it should operate within a similar manner because the ultimate fact is that you cannot prove a negative, right? So, and you can take that for what it is. Now, there is a lot of suspicious behavior around Drake. that can be true as well. Those things can be true. Drake is a very suspicious figure. He's done a lot of sus things in the past. There's a lot of sus evidence against him. Sure, 100%. I mentioned that in the reaction. I definitely think Drake is into young girls, right? For sure. Like, to the extent, who knows? But there's really nothing Drake could have said in his defense other than that. I don't know what anyone was really expecting. And we all kind of knew this going into the diss track wars, right? So I'm hoping Kendrick just comes with like a little bit more substance, something a little bit more substantial. Like maybe a person, maybe a time, people who we don't know are involved that, you know, or who's feeding Kendrick this information, you know, some shit, anything that has more substance and gives Drake the opportunity to disprove it if it can be disproven, right? So assuming he didn't do it, Drake would have an opportunity to disprove it. If not, then, you know, Kendrick wins. Like something more substantial like that would be ideal for a situation like this. The next thing I want to talk about is people saying how Drake mentioned Millie Bobby Brown in the track and Kendrick didn't mention that name specifically. I need people to understand, Drake is chronically online. Drake is a rat. He's online all the time, right? He's chronically online. So to say, he knows what the memes are. He knows all about the memes, like about that people say, like the corny memes. He knows all about the geeky memes. He knows about all of it, like all the jokes we be making, right? He fucking hit up Fantano, I think it was a year ago now, maybe a little bit more. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like this man is chronically online. He's like he's like KD, right? Except rap, you know, except hip hop. So, you know, when he's making this track and people are referencing certain things, I'm sure that's where his mind automatically goes. I don't think that's incriminating. It'd be incriminating if no one had ever said anything about that before. It'd be incriminating if he said, who the fuck is Millie Bobby Brown, when none of us even, you know, had that name in our mind. That'd be fucking weird. That'd be what we call a Florian slip or in writing, which is probably unheard of, where it just wouldn't make sense for him to include that in the track. But we know what it is. We know what the allegations are. We know what people say all the time about that situation, which is weird, yes. So I'm not discrediting that, but I'm just saying, why is everyone so surprised that he referenced that name specifically, especially when it sonically fits well with him, what he was going with in those bars. And the last thing I want to go over is that mother I, oh shit, you know, that bar Drake had. It's hip hop. It's dirty. This is a dirty diss track. Its accuracy, you know, unrelated for one moment. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about right now, but this man accused you of being fucking an Epstein-level pedophile, right? Running a sex trafficking ring and being a deadbeat father to a daughter who no one knows that you have, right? This has gone to an unparalleled level of horrible behavior and just like, call the feds. You feel me? Just call the feds. When you've reached that level of unhinged behavior and just outrageous bars, like, everything's on the table. Everything's on the table, right? Like, what he said, it wasn't that bad in the context of everything else that's already been said. So it is what it is. You know, it wasn't even in the right context. It was a bad bar. You feel, because Mother I, and considering I was just on Twitter, I probably should have looked this up, but, you know, I'm 99% sure that wasn't about Kendrick getting molested. But, you know, and a whole nother thing, right? He probably did get the Mother I thing wrong, right? You feel me? But at the end of the day, he used that in credence with, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna use this as why Kendrick is so focused on this, to kind of use it as both a defensive and offensive strategy. Correct or incorrect, I think that, again, he just used it to play a part of his defense and try to attack while he was at it. People are a little bit more focused on that now than they are everything else. There's a whole lot of shit to the reasons why Drake did this. I'm not really worried about all of that, right? That whole middle part. I don't think there's anything Drake has said that would have, you know, disproven anything. Like, what do you want him to say? So the Mother I bars, while they were bad, they were not too far. Like, we're talking about some crazy shit. We're talking about wife beating. We're talking about child trafficking. We're talking about so much fucking shit here. Oh, you got molested. That's too far. Like, nah, bro. Come on now. Come on now. Hey, but shout out J. Cole. Shout out J. Cole, because that's my GOAT, and he not involved in any of this fucking foolishness. But yeah, so I just wanted to hop in and talk about those three things just a little bit, because if it was just like one or two or three people talking about it, I just let it go. But there are so many people talking about it, and it's just irritating me to see, because I'm just like, really, y'all gotta understand the context to which all this is being played in. If you want to say that wasn't enough, sure, but like, in my opinion, the level at which accusations have been tossed back and forth between the two of them, I definitely think that the accusations Drake has levied, especially in this new diss track, have been just a little bit more specific than what Kendrick has levied, right? And I think Kendrick's job is on this next track, if he really wants to take it to that level, have a little more details, right? Be a little more specific, or throw some evidence in there to really like put Drake into a corner. And at that point, the feds will probably get involved, because now if he has any type of evidence, then that's a whole nother thing. Kendrick said the rabbit hole is deep, so if Drake really does have control over this situation, then Kendrick won't really have anything else to say. But if Drake was just using that and reaching to try and getting some power back in the situation, then Kendrick won't have anything else. Then Kendrick will have something else to say, and Drake will have lost power, right? So we'll see how it goes. You can't really rush to a decision one way or the other here. We're talking about some crazy shit. So just to say, you didn't say this exactly, you know what I'm saying? That's just lazy. That's lazy listening. Like, Drake's a lazy writer, but we don't have an excuse to be, as a group, like that lazy with our insights about this whole entire situation. But anyways, that's my thoughts. I'm clipping this in at the end. I hope it doesn't make everything too long. But subscribe, follow subscribe. I guess subscribe is a follow. If you like my takes, message in the comments. Let me know what you think. I love to hear it. But this is Icy, and I'm out.